Okay, here we are. Welcome to a little LA bunch ride. This is Nico's Canyon, the Lagrange group, Sunday mornings. And the left of the screen, you can see my RPM, sit on 90, and then there you can see power as it goes up and down. We'll go around the corner. And we're about to start the climb. So I've sort of moved myself up through the bunch. It was quite a big bunch, and it's pretty casual, very safe, just orderly, just slow, cruising along to the start of the climb. But I moved up anyway because I know I want to go up this climb full gas. So if you want to go full gas, you're better off up the front. Even if you get dropped, you're better off up the front because at least you won't get as dropped as much. So now I'm looking for some riders that I know there's two guys here, Taylor and James. They can climb well, so I'm going to sit near them and just sort of see how it goes. I don't know what the climb is. I know it's about 10 minutes long on Strava. I don't know how steep it is. I don't really know the corners, but I just know how long it is. So then I know what wattage I can sort of sit on. But I'm basically just going to follow wheels today. So but you can see the power is still really low, just casual, just endurance sort of wattage. And you see we've got the two riders here, orange and the blue, Taylor and James. And I can tell that these guys can go well. So I'm just going to try and hold their wheels as long as possible. I still don't know really when the climb's going to start. I keep asking everyone, when's the climb going to start? Is it going to start? So that's just all good. Getting nerves, but it's good not to get too nervous because otherwise you sort of fizzle yourself out. So you want to save your emotion for when you really need it. And we've got a number of traffic lights. A lot of traffic lights in LA. A lot of traffic lights in LA. A lot of traffic lights in LA. So we're going to wait here. Let's fast forward this. I'm just checking the camera's working. Let's do a little fast forward. And here we go. Light goes green. Pace went up a little bit, but you can see the little wattage there. It's only 400. If it was fast, it would be like 800 watts, 1000 watts off the line. And we're going to move up. I'm going to move right around. And I'm going to sort of follow James. There we go. There we go. So I'm just going to sit second wheel and cruise along. And right now the pace is just sort of steady. It's pretty smooth. I'm used to 400 or 500 watts at the start of a climb. But this was pretty cash. It was good. So I was thinking, maybe these guys aren't as fit as I thought they were. But I was wrong. But they are very fit. So we're just cruising. Someone's going to sit in the wheel here and cruise along. So you can see the wattage there. We're just cruising. Strava segment has started. And this is where, if you are going for a Strava segment, this is where you want to hold your average watch now. So we're sort of giving away time right now. But that doesn't matter, But I'm just saying, just for Strava points, you want to hit it straight away. And once you see the power's going to go up now. Here we go. Here we go. Now it's starting. That normally gets everyone excited. A bit of gradient. There we go. 500 ski. There we go. So my wattage, my cadence is a little bit low, but it's not too bad. Not for too long. I was just sort of in the big dog, I think. There we go. Now I'm starting to spin on out. Just checking that my camera was working. Bit of OCD. So now everyone's drunk. There was probably about 40, 50 riders that morning. I should probably say about 50. It was a pretty decent bunch. And this guy, here we go, moving up as well. BMC bike. And he's from Guatemala. Good rider as well. And you can sort of see in previous videos I've done where I've sort of been at the very, very back. So you can sort of see what's going on. This video I'm at the very, very front. And we're passing riders. When you have your past riders, it's always good to give them a bit of room, like we just did then, and maybe say something like, passing on your left, passing on your right. In the US, they say passing on your left. In Australia, it's passing on your right. And then we've got another rider moving up there in the second position. I'll sort of let that gap open up a little bit because James is going pretty hard, and I was like, maybe I can sit behind another person, get me more of a draft, and show some different styles as well. So you see the rider here, big tall rider, good sit. Good sit, very tall. He's sort of not grinding, but a bit of a higher torque there than James. You can sort of see what can you imagine would be sustainable for 24 hours. What sort of intensity, what sort of pedaling technique, and that should translate into what you should do all the time, pretty much, or whenever 99% of the time. So now the power's really going up. Now we're starting to cook it. Now the cooker. The rice cookers are heating up and people are getting popped off. He's looking back, seeing the damage he's been doing, and people are getting dropped now. It's getting strung out behind. I've got a little mirror on my handlebars, so I don't have to look behind. I can just use my mirror, and I can tell it's getting just, people are getting popped off the cob. But hey, look at this right in front of me. We'll call them Aqua Socks at the moment, so you can just don't have to remember any names. So look at Aqua Socks. You see the cadence there, just real smooth. Sustainable all-day cadence. Really good. And he's not been riding that long, so he's learning quick. Another OCD camera check there. So this is good. Now there's probably about 10 of us left out of about 40, 50. Let's just say 50, it sounds better. So there's about 10 of us left out of about 50, and because you can tell by the wattage. Not many people are going to hold this watts for longer than a few minutes. But you can see the variation. The watts goes ups and downs. It's up and down. It's never like dead solid. So a lot of people worry too much about trying to hold it exactly on 300 or exactly 307, but it jumps around normally. So as long as you're just pushing, stand relaxed, that's the main thing. And it's a pretty good road. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if we were going to stop at the stop signs. I didn't know what we're doing. So I'm just following wheels, just staying relaxed. Every time in my head I was like, is there a corner coming up? What do we do? I just said, just follow the wheel and stay relaxed. And there's a squirrel. Watch the squirrel in a sec. Boom. Squirrel does not do well. And there was a crash because of that squirrel. The squirrel didn't. I'm not sure what happened to the squirrel in the end, but I don't think it fared too well because he got hit by a few riders, unfortunately. So poor little squirrel. But the squirrel had a clear run, and then he went back out. That's like in life. Sometimes people have a clear run, and they're like, no, I'm going to go back out. And it's like, ugh. Bad move. So we're getting up the climb more. And, well, I'm just thinking in my head, I was like, what the fuck just happened to that squirrel? My heart rate's right up there. My legs are singing. And then this squirrel, I'm just thinking, just trying to process the squirrel and avoid crashing. And then there was a crash behind us. And all these emotions in my head. And I was like, well, I just got to, I've got to get to the top of the climb. The squirrel will be its thing and just leave it at that. And squirrels are amazing little creatures. And then we're cruising on up. The power's going to get more and more as we're dropping off more and more people. You can just see where we're going. Spinning, high cadence. You see, look at my cadence. My cadence is, I'm just trying to get my breathing back down to normal, because when the squirrel come out, I'll sort of turn my head and look around at it, and I'll sort of stop breathing for a bit. I was like, fuck, the squirrel, what's going on? But again, you got to just get back to your focus and get back to your goal. You can't turn back time unless you Back to the Future, DeLorean. And then that's an example where you just got to keep your focus, keep relaxed, and keep pushing. And the climb's starting to flatten out now. So this is where you get a good draft. When something flattens off, then you're going to get a good draft, because the speed goes up. And the faster you're going, the more drafting really helps. My excuse is I didn't know what was coming up, so I just sit on the back. But that's a good tactic as well. Is right now now it's climbing. So as soon as it flattens off, you're saving power. When it gets steeper, you're not really saving power. So if you're ever in a situation, which we'll see soon, you want to be saving power all the time. But you can see my cadence there. Always, when I need to, over 100. Track Pursuit, Team Track Pursuit is about 110 cadence. Big power. Now, there's an acceleration here. Yep, bit of acceleration. Just rolling over. Here we go. It's got my power. See, 500. There wasn't acceleration there. So now we're getting it cooking. Big look at the cadence there. Look at the cadence variation. Both very, very strong riders. I would say the tall guy, I think he had a French accent. I'd say he'd be sort of old school Euro trained, a bit more lower cadence, but it's still high cadence. But you can see the new generation of riders that look at what looks more sustainable for your knee joints, your hip flexors, etc. Even though both are really, really fit riders, very strong riders, I would say that Blue Socks with that cadence, that's going to be sustainable, isn't it? For injuries, etc. So, but both riders are extremely, extremely fit. But you can see that the cadence, the high cadence, is just going to be better for longevity. This is going to be better for longevity. And Team Sky are proving that. Chris Froome is proving that. And it's good. It's good to see. But if you can push this power at a lower cadence like that, it means you're really, really fucking fit. And it means that you'll be even fitter once you learn how to spin high cadence. And we're sort of flattening off a bit again. This climb's pretty easy. It's Nico's Canyon. It's not a steep climb at all. I was hoping it would be steeper. I don't really like fast climbs. I like steep, slow climbs, but I like any climb. Just if I have a preference, though, steep is better. And now it's flattening off again. You see my power is going down. Gonna get a bit of a draft, bit of corner. And you got to watch out. There's gravel around here. There's like, you know, again, I'm still thinking about that squirrel. I think everyone was thinking about the squirrel. And you just got to watch the lines, watch traffic coming on, gravel, sand. Always been paying attention to the road surface, and then you're hoping the rider in front of you is also paying attention to the road surface, which these two guys were, locals. And it's going to flatten off again. I think it's going to go downhill a little bit maybe. And this is where you definitely want to be getting the draft. There we go. We're going to go downhill a little bit. Here we go. Into a sort of fast corner, a bit of sand there as well, wide. You can see I'm sort of dropping the wheel there as well, you know. There you go, I'm dropping the wheel, and now I'm going to have to chase back on. That's wasted energy. Wasted energy. And, yeah, look at that. Soon, there we go. Now I'm going to have to 500-600 watts back up. See, that's wasted energy. If I held the wheel, I wouldn't have to put that spike in. Now dropping the wheel again. You can see technical isn't my forte. Taking big risks isn't my forte, and now I'm going to have to put out more power to catch back on. This is where, in pro cycling, if you do that, doesn't matter how fit you are, you're toast. You're fucking off the bat real soon. You're going to be smashed on that climb coming up if you're, off the bat with a big hole there. So I didn't want to take any risks, but what we're doing now, we're going to turn right. Here we go. So watch all the gaps in the pavement, and then boom, this is like, I think they call it the wall or something. So you can see I've done all those little surges to get back on. And now I've produced more lactate, and now we're going back 500 watts to 600 watts again. So you can see how it's advantageous to work on your skills descending. But you basically just got to take risks, though. To be a good descender, you have to take risks. And I'm only prepared to take a certain amount of risk, because I don't like crashing. I think no one likes crashing, but I'm not prepared to crash. Now I'm at the saddle, that's why the camera's so shaky. And look at the watts, 600 watts. Yeah, just trying to hold it over the 600. And now, here we go, we're turning left. Okay. And they're still going. I thought the climb was finished, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, these guys are still going. And then I remember, you've got another 20 minutes ahead of us, of rollers. So now look at this, there's a gap opened up, and I'm just fucked. I'm thinking, fuck, but I have to close the gap, because as soon as it flattens off, it goes downhill, these guys are just going to drop me, because it's 2-on-1. So I'm just going to have to give everything. Now I'm out the saddle, just everything I had in my little lactate legs, another 600 watt burst to get back on. And once you're on, you can go carbon. Now look at my power now. Look at that. 150, you know what I mean? So it's worth putting on the 600 watt flamer to cook up the gas a bit to get back on. To get back on. And there we go. Now I'm smooth sailing. That's how you do it.